Shelly was a man on the edge of having a complete psychotic episode that would have resulted in the brutal death of either his blind date Vera or his roommate Andy for setting him up with someone he knew would reject him. Let's find out why. Sheldon Finkelstein, or Shelly to his friends and family and soon-to-be selected victim. The evidence lay in the props Shelly brought with him for the weekend. He was going to gaslight everyone with several pranks, stabbing Andy in the back with a fake knife, which in hindsight was a not-so-subtle warning that his blind date had better work out, and letting everyone find him with a fake axe planted in his head. But the cat was out of the bag when, amongst his fake killing props, he brought a real and fully rigged harpoon gun. I never really gave that much thought over the years. We see him with it when he jumps out of the lake to scare the shit out of Vera after she rejected him, and then soon after Jason does relieve him of it. But after he walks away dejected, after declaring that being a jerk is better than being a nothing, he goes and sits on the porch swing and glances back at Vera as she strolls back to the edge of the dock. And at that moment, had he not been distracted by noises in the barn, he was going to say fuck it. He was sick of being rejected, sick of being a nobody, sick of being not skinny enough to swim naked with people if he so chose, and sick of being not appreciated for his creativity. He had a brief bout of confidence after running over Allie's motorcycle, but it was short-lived when Vera didn't respond to his newfound macho image.
I don't think so.
He sat there, letting all these shortcomings and failures well up in his head.
They're all gonna laugh at you!
He didn't want to use the harpoon gun on anyone, but he knew it would be his final backup plan to show everyone what happens when you fuck with Sheldon Finkelstein. He was going to stand up and fire that thing right into the back of her head, sending her face first into the lake. She wouldn't even have known what hit her. Then, much like Jason did, he'd let it limply drop from his hands, and with his eyes spinning like only a madman's would, he'd go back to the house and continue juggling apples and compulsive eating until her vanishing was eventually noticed.
They're all gonna laugh at you!
A lot of Friday the 13th characters have backstories, intentions, and psychologies that are never explicitly addressed in the movies. But the movies do leave us with Easter eggs, and they're hard to ignore once discovered. When you get a chance, rewatch this movie and really study every scene that Shelly's in. His unhinged and demented state of mind screams at the viewing audience. And this movie could have easily been a non-Friday the 13th entry, with Shelly lost in a world of brush-offs, seeing nothing left to live for but to satisfy his lunatic appetite. Thank you for watching. As always, I want to know your opinion, so please leave a comment, even if it is just to tell me I'm off my rocker. And I'll see you at the next slaughtering.